Hello students. Now again we are starting with rather to say we are continuing with chapter 15 air around us. Today you will learn about the topic of how the oxygen is replaced in the atmosphere and uses of air. Now how is oxygen in the air are replaced. Now, we know that a large number of the animals and also large number of the plants, they consume oxygen from air for respiration. Not only for respiration, but also oxygen is consumed during the process of burning as well. And even so all the you can imagine all whole earth's the respiration process as well as the burning process is being facilitated by oxygen. Then automatically in the air the amount of the oxygen should have been reduced, should have been decreased, and a time would have been come where the oxygen gas is totally lacking in the atmosphere. But is this the case that happens? No. The so even then, all the oxygen of the air does not get used up. How? Here lies the question. Now, the oxygen of air, it is being consumed by the animals or plants for respiration, and in the burning of the fossil fuels also by the process of in the fossil fuel also, uh, they are constantly being used up. But it is means the amount of oxygen in the atmosphere is constantly replaced by the process of photosynthesis through the plants. Now how does it happen? In sunlight, plants take the carbon dioxide and water to make a food by the process of photosynthesis, and as a byproduct of photosynthesis we get oxygen gas. Now plants also consume oxygen for respiration, but the production of the oxygen during the process of photosynthesis is much more than their consumption. So plants, we can say that plants produce oxygen gas. So plants constantly refilling the oxygen gas into the atmosphere by the process of photosynthesis. So the oxygen which is produced by the plant is used by the animals, the entire animal kingdom of the earth, to survive. So we can easily say that the animals depends on plants for getting oxygen gas for breathing, and animals cannot live without plants. This is very true that animals cannot live without plant. Obviously, the main two ingredients which is required for the life, oxygen and food, both are given by plant. Now we have discussed that the plants keep on using carbon dioxide. Why they use carbon dioxide? Yes, in order to prepare the food by the process of photosynthesis. And so even all the carbon dioxide of air does not get used up because plants are constantly using carbon dioxide. But that carbon dioxide, in any way the percentage of the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is 0.04% around. So that must have been totally used up, but that is also not happening because that is also a very interesting fact. That is, the carbon dioxide of air are being consumed by plants in photosynthesis, and it is constantly put back into the air by the process of respiration by animals and plants, or by burning of the fossil fuel. How? Because they, in both of the processes, they release carbon dioxide. So the animals and the plants use oxygen from air for respiration, and they give out carbon dioxide. And carbon dioxide, they go back to the atmosphere. Similarly, like during the burning of the fuels like fuel means, say wood, say coal, kerosene, lpg, etc., they use oxygen from the air and produce carbon dioxide gas. So this carbon dioxide in both the sources, like either the sources from the plants respiration or by the fossil fuel, they go into the air and then they remain in the air. So, carbon dioxide is used up by the plants for making the food for photosynthesis. So, what does it mean? It means that plants depends on animal for carbon dioxide for photosynthesis. So, even then we can say plants cannot live without animals. So ultimately, from this discussion, what we had learned that plants and animals, they both help in maintaining the balance of oxygen and carbon dioxide gases in air or in atmosphere. So from here we can conclude that plants and animals are interdependent. What do you mean by interdependent? They are mutually dependent on each other. Okay, so plants are dependent on animals for carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is needed for plant for making the food in the process of photosynthesis. On the other hand, oxygen is required for the for animals, uh, for the respiration, which is the byproduct of photosynthesis. Okay, so they are mutually dependent on each other, making the atmosphere a normal, keeping the atmosphere in a normal state. Okay, next we are coming the uses of air. So already by this discussion you had known that how much air is useful for us. Now some of the important used are, say, air is used for breathing. First one, air is used for breathing, that means oxygen is used for breathing. Next one, it is important for burning of the fossil fuel, for example, the wood, the coal, kerosene, etc. And then the compressed air that is used to fill tires or various vehicles such as bicycles, scooters, car, etc. And also the air filled tire makes the journey smooth and easier. And also air is used for inflating the balloons and also the footballs. And air also help in the dispersal of the seed, that you know very well how seeds are being dispersed through air, and they are helpful for dispersal of the seed as well as for the pollens. And blowing air, which is called the wind, they are also helpful in rotating the windmills from where the electricity can be generated. In the picture also I have given a sample picture where you can see it. And also air also helps in the movement of the yacht, parachute, glider, etc. And also air are helpful in flying. And also important, they take up important role in flying, means flying birds. And also help in the in the important, or they play an important role in the water cycle in the nature, because hot air being lighted, they rise up and carries the water vapor high up in the sky, and helping in the pouring of the rain. So moving air also carried men, say with the rain clouds from one place to another place, and also bringing down the rainfall. So here in this chapter you had learned different uses of air. So here what had we learned? We had learned about the oxygen, carbon dioxide composition, how are they used, and different properties of the components of air, and also the how in the atmosphere the balance of oxygen and carbon dioxide are maintained, and uses of air. So next class we'll discuss about the question answers. All of you remain safe, stay at home. Thank you.